Every 2 minutes, a man in this country is diagnosed with prostate cancer. Every 15, another dies from it.
It is a disease that disproportionately impacts black men. And here in D.C., more die from prostate cancer than in any other American city.
As part of Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, our own Tony Perkins, a survivor himself, reports on a group of people going to new heights to raise awareness about the importance of early screening.
Eric Morrow is no stranger to unexpected journeys. We caught up with him as he headed off on a life-changing trip out of Dulles that started for this Air Force veteran 4 years ago.
Now, I always tell people I wouldn't wish cancer on anyone, but the one thing it does give you is perspective on what's really important in life.
Knowing his family's history with prostate cancer, his father died of it, Eric started asking about getting screened in his late 40s.
And my doctor said, "Oh, you don't need that yet, you're too young."
But at 49, after getting a colonoscopy, another doctor told him his prostate looked enlarged and he should get it checked.
I was really fortunate that about a month later, that GI doc called me back and said, "I just want to check and make sure that you've made your urology appointment." And again, really simple phone call, but that call probably saved my life.
A PSA blood test, MRI, and biopsy eventually showed he had advanced stage 3 prostate cancer.
It was scary. And the more I learned, kind of the scarier it got.
Prostate cancer is the most common cancer diagnosis among men, according to the American Cancer Society, with an estimated 314,000 new cases this year and more than 35,000 deaths. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime, that number increasing to 1 in 6 for black men.
As a veteran, as an African-American man, as a man with a family history of the disease, I fit all of those high-risk categories, and I still didn't get screened.
So we know that black men are more predisposed to developing prostate cancer. The death rate is about 2 times that for white folks as well. Here in the district, and in particular wards, that goes up as high as 3 times the likelihood.
Urologist Dr. Leslie Dean is with Howard University Hospital.
The recommendation is that black men begin screening at age 40 because of the risk of developing prostate cancer. Other populations can start to be screened a little later, 45 to 50 years old, unless they also have substantial risk factors.
One well-known voice using his platform to push for early screening is Grammy Award-winning R&B singer Montel Jordan.
When caught early, when detected early, when diagnosed early, it is 99% treatable.
Montel, first diagnosed with prostate cancer in 2024, recently announced he's undergoing a new round of treatments after discovering his cancer had returned despite having his prostate removed. He's now working as the newest global ambassador with the nonprofit Zero Prostate Cancer to educate, empower, and hopefully save lives. I'm wondering, as you talk to men about your journey and the things that you've learned, what's some of the things you've heard back from them? Because I know a lot of men, there's a stigma about it.
I think there's a stigma or taboo about, getting finger checks and things like that. The reality of that is I have been doing that since I was about 40 years young in this journey. For me, it was the blood check. It was the PSA that was taken from a blood test. And so from that standpoint, there is no reason, there's no taboo.
A similar path for Eric, who says cancer not only impacted his health, going through surgery, hormone therapy, and radiation, but it also changed him in other ways, giving him a new purpose in life. He too started volunteering with Zero and now devotes his time to advocating for other men to catch the disease early.
So it's been almost 2 years now. My PSA is still undetectable. I'm feeling strong. I can go exercise for an hour or two and not be completely exhausted at the end of it all. And I'm climbing the tallest mountain in Africa.
With the group Zero Prostate Cancer, he's joining more than a dozen other prostate cancer survivors and caregivers who are hiking Mount Kilimanjaro this week as part of the Peaks Challenge to raise awareness.
I thought a lot about, why am I doing this? Why am I dragging my now 54-year-old body up a mountain?
And when he hits that summit, it won't just be about the climb, but about the whole journey.
I'm doing this because I want to show men everywhere that although a prostate cancer diagnosis may be life-changing, it doesn't have to be life-limiting.
Montel Jordan is filming a documentary about his cancer journey called Sustain, and he plans to tour next year celebrating the 30th anniversary of his hit song, This Is How We Do It, where he'll also host free prostate cancer screenings.